Hey everyone, it's Suey here. I'm doing a tag today that was originally created by Michelle at Literary Me, and I was tagged also by Michelle. And this is called Hurricanes, Tornadoes, and Blizzards. Oh my. It is about weather in books. Let's see if I can answer any of these prompts. Number 1. How do you think an extreme weather event such as a hurricane, tornado, or blizzard impacts the plot of a book? It's huge. It is very much used as a plot device in lots and lots of stories, and it's really fun to think about all the books that come to mind where weather is a huge, huge part of it. Name a book you've enjoyed where some type of natural disaster or storm played a role in the story. Yes, a book I enjoyed. Grapes of Wrath is one of my favorite books, and it is based on the Dust Bowl thing that happened in the 30s, I think it is, back in like the Midwest, Oklahoma, Kansas area. Huge dust storms made it so that people could not farm, and so they all got up and got in their cars and migrated to California where they hoped to find a better life. And that story is heart-wrenching because their better life basically did not happen. And it's so hard. And to know, even though that is a fictional story, but to know that so many people went through that hardship is insane. And it was all because of a weather-related event of dust storms that just would not stop. Another one that I recently read is Ali Condi's The Unwedding, completely different kind of vibe of a story. But that is where there's a landslide while they are at a resort on the coast of California and they cannot get out. So then they're stuck there all together and a mystery happens. And there's probably tons of others. I mean, there's, that one book, The Wizard of Oz. Wow, my mind went blank. Okay. Have you ever experienced a weather event that had a lasting impact on you or was a memorable time in your life? Nothing too huge for me. There's always those times when we think about, do you remember the winter of blah, 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 when it snowed so hard outside that we could play with our snowmobiles out in our cul-de-sac and everything was canceled. And yeah, I might have a picture of that winter, but I mean, it was like a huge amount of snow. We hardly ever get that anymore around here, but we do have memories of when it happened. Just last summer, we had a weather event where it was just a huge downpour and great big hail. And I know a lot of people in other parts of the country get this all the time, but we are not used to it here. And it hit so hard and fast, and the streets flooded, and we have some rental properties, and our rental property, the people called and said, our house is flooding. And so we had to go and run and help them save all their stuff and vacuum wet vac thing, their apartment, and we ended up ripping up all the carpets and getting them all replaced, and it was crazy intense moment. So that was just last summer, and they said it was a 100-year storm. So we don't expect that to happen again. Every time the sky clouds over, we're always like, is it gonna rain really hard again like that time? Anyway, I'm sure there's other times where it was crazy. But those are two that came to my mind. What is your favorite type of book to curl up with while a storm is raging outside? You know what? Pretty much any kind of book. Storms and reading definitely do go hand in hand, especially just rain. Love to have a window that's cracked open so the breeze and the smell comes in and you just sit there curled up with any kind of book. Probably I would love a real swoony romance or a really intense generational saga book or something. Name a book character you've enjoyed who had to overcome or endure a weather-related hardship. And a particular character, other than the family in The Grapes of Wrath. Let me think about that one for a second. If you were told to evacuate your home, which 3 books are in your go bag and why? I would probably just grab my Marcus Zusak signed books. I mean, most books can be replaced, so there might be a couple other, maybe our Where the Red Fern Grows books that our grandparents gave to us. Both me and my husband have a copy that we got both at the same year, probably right around the year we were 10, from our grandmas. So those ones are kind of special. I don't know what else. Those are the ones I would think of right off the bat, though. If you were writing a novel and had to use one of the following, hurricane, blizzard, tornado, or wildfire in the story, which do you choose and why? Well, the very first book I actually wrote has a little tornado in it. It's just kind of a littleish one, but it did knock all the trees down, and so the town had to rally around and clean up the mess. So I did use that one already. A blizzard would be an intriguing one to use because you can imagine people getting stuck together in a snowstorm, and then it would make for a really intriguing romance. As long as everything is okay and they're like in a well-stocked cabin or something. Is there a book on your current TBR that features some type of inclement weather or natural disaster? Is there? I don't know. Not that I really am aware of. Not that I'm aware of at this point. So let's go back to a book character you've enjoyed who had to overcome or endure a weather-related hardship. Why can't I think of one for that? I'm sure there is, but I don't know right off the top of my head without really pondering and going through a list or something to remember. Oh, there's another book called, it's that one book where the asteroid hits the moon and knocks everything off, and then it's like the apocalypse. Is that a weather related? I guess that's weather related ish. Or is that just natural? That's a natural disaster. What would you call it if the moon gets hit by an asteroid and the tides are knocked off? What was the name of that book? Beth Pfeiffer? I keep doing this. Can you tell I'm getting way too old for this job? I will put it up when I figure it out. Anyway, that one is crazy. The stuff they go through. Oh, what about Dry? Dry, where the water just stops. That's not weather. But I guess it could be indirectly due to weather because, drought. That one's really great, and the characters are amazing at what they go through and how they figure it out. I'm tagging everyone down in the description. I think Michelle's probably tagged a bunch of the same people I would tag, but I will just tag you all and see if you can think of some books better than I can on this tag. Actually, I did pretty good thinking of some books. I just can't think of specific characters at the moment. That was a fun one. Thanks for doing that one, Michelle, and tagging me. Until next time, happy reading. Bye.